Oh, here. Trump wants to debate. Trump has an offer to have Joe Rogan moderate the Joe Biden debate. Yes. This is great stuff. This is good stuff. We're going to talk about that. President Trump is ready to rumble with Joe Biden. MMA commentator Joe Rogan said that, and talking to retired MMA fighter Tim Kennedy discussed the possibility of having a presidential debate hosted by Rogan on his podcast. Do we have a link to the podcast?
We're going to follow you right back to mommy. You get your milk.
Strike at University of Michigan. Strike at University of Michigan. Hasan Place baby.
Okay, stop saying the deer was ferociously stiff. Isn't that something you should have ready? Yeah, I fucked it up. I didn't write it down. I usually have a better comprehensive like outlook on or outline on what I'm going to be covering. I still would rather we keep Joe hidden at least, but Joe has risen. Okay. This is news because it's fun. Okay? That's it. Thank you.
Joe Rogan podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Yo, his new studio is so ugly.
I hope so. It's so cool.
Yeah. See, I think Biden at this point just wants to win. And I think the best way they think to win is to keep him from talking too much. If I really had to guess.
Like
Kamala Harris is on doing a lot of different interviews and talking.
Hold on, I'm going to go pee. I'll be back.
I'm trying to look up to see what the new information about debates is, and this is the story I found.
Trump spurns traditional debate prep with first face-off less than 3 weeks away. What is he saying?
There's supposed to be one in about 3 weeks, but he's not held a single mock debate, and he said he doesn't need to.
President Trump has not held a single mock debate session, has no plans to stage a formal practice round as he readies for his first face-off with Joe Biden in less than 3 weeks, according to multiple people familiar with the discussions. The president has dismissed the typical debate preparations he participated in 4 years ago, joking to aides and allies that he's been preparing for debate since he was born. This is what happens to fighters when they get their ass kicked. His ability to fight back an opponent in real time, he's argued, isn't something you have to practice. Maybe. Instead, Trump has so far chosen to prepare through informal discussions with key allies and with briefings from top officials in his administration on various topics that will likely come up, that are likely to come up, these people said.
Would you do a debate?
Would I?
Yeah, if like another problem I have with
if I had to do a debate?
No, not you debating somebody.
I'd prepare like a motherfucker.
I know you would. You'd be fun to watch. But you be the control mechanism to the candidates, like a Biden-Trump debate with Joe Rogan hosting. Your questions.
I would want that. First of all, I'd want no one else in the room.
Just the
three
people?
of us.
Cameras so we can record the
yeah, just the three of us. And you would have to stream it live so no one can edit it.
No.
And I would want them in there for hours.
And
we are in such a unique place in our lives that we have like self-admitted dummies like Joe Rogan who consider themselves to be fucking apes that think that they would do a good job moderating a debate between two presidential candidates.
This is a deranged pervert.
But inversely, the worst part about it is that Joe Rogan would probably be a better moderator, even with all of his fucking shortcomings, than someone who is credible, intelligent, but 1,000% in the pocket of Big Pharma or has other external influences. Or not inversely, conversely? Fuck that up. Or whatever. So Joe Rogan would perhaps be a better moderator than someone like a Chuck Todd. There are very few people. There are very few people that could do a good job as a debate moderator, I can't even think of any off the top of my head. I don't know who would do a good job.
This is a deranged pervert.
What do you have against Chuck Todd? I hate Chuck Todd. Chris Wallace is definitely a Republican, but seems as a neutral guy who does contentious interviews. He will do fine, I think. Chris Wallace, unironically, is a decent person. I think that to do that on the Republican side, I hate that I'm saying this even because he's still employed by motherfucking Fox News. He's not dope. Now, the second part of this that I, of course, have a problem with is if you
This is a deranged
want
Hi, Hussein.
Joe Biden to win, then this is the worst thing that could happen. Having him go up against someone like Donald Trump who loves talking for 2 hours straight and can fill 2 hours of dead air with so much content. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to be valid. It doesn't have to be credible, especially when you have a fucking ape who will absolutely be like, yeah, Donald Trump does seem like the kind of guy I can have a beer with. Yeah. Like that kind of an ape who has no understanding, no capability to live fact check the shit that Donald Trump is saying or the shit that Joe Biden is saying. Having an ape like that moderate that debate would be horrific. It would be disastrous. Having a debate, a 2-hour debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump would be disastrous no matter who is moderating it. But having someone like Joe Rogan moderate it would be fucking awful. On top of that,
ideas, we get to hear what they actually believe in, what they're going to do, who they're going to appoint, what judges are going to be coming in, what policies from gun control to all of it.
Yes.
Why can't we have that?
We should have that. This is 2020. I mean, we have the ability to have that. We're not talking about 1979. We're talking about 2020. If they wanted to do that, they both wanted to come here in Austin, sit down, and have a debate, I would 100% do it.
My God.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fucking Donald Trump and Joe Biden are going to go to Austin and sit in your fucking, oh my God, dude. They're going to go to fucking Austin to like go to his weeb ass studio and debate for 2 hours. Oh, yeah.
I would 100% do it.
It'd be amazing.
It would be the best way to find out, but I don't think that Biden can handle it. I think Biden is like,
of course, Trump already said he would do it because we live in the worst country in the worst timeline.
I mean, people get mad at me for saying this. I think there's something wrong, and I don't think there's something wrong because I'm guessing or because I'm pro-Trump. I've seen him fall apart. I've seen him
just talking.
He's had multiple brain surgeries.
Yeah.
This is him saying. I sent you that thing yesterday, right?
Whores in this house.
Look at this.
There's some whores in
This is something. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased in any way, shape, or form. I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter.
Yeah.
Right?
I just want a commander in chief that will let me
supporter.
be. Do a commander in chief. I like Tulsi.
Yeah, I love.
Give me a Tulsi Jocko.
100%.
That'd be fun.
The only reason
Jocko.
I watch Twitch, and it is because of the Clips channel's Hasri.
Dude, I cannot believe how fucking stupid. I cannot believe how fucking stupid some of these people are. Dude, Jocko and Tulsi, man, what a ticket. Like, that would unironically be like a fucking weirdo, like junta-backed military dictatorship of meatheads. Like, it's literally the dumbest, worst possible world to live in. Like, somehow worse than fucking Donald Trump as president. Like, you have to be the stupidest person on the fucking planet to be like, oh, this is a good idea. Yeah. Jocko? Come on, bro. Jocko?
Run for president.
Just the beginning of it. Just the beginning of it. He starts talking about his brain surgery.
The only totally uncharted portion of the universe is the brain. You know, I had, as we used to say in the Senate, excuse the point of personal privilege here. I had 2 cranial aneurysms. And they literally had to take the top of my head off. I mean, they take a saw and they cut your head off and go in to find the artery that is, one was leaking, the other that hadn't before it burst. There's
no way this is a recent interview. There's no way this is a recent interview.
I love the system. I can now remove the tinfoil hat.
Tim Kennedy was a cheat in MMA and he got his
There's
face
no way.
smashed in as a result.
And I'll tell you why. Oh yeah, President of the United States. I was going to say, there's no way. Because he's fucking coherent.
As your docs know, there's every profession has their sick jokes. The joke among docs is, how do you know someone's had an cranial aneurysm? On the autopsy
I love
table.
the system. I can now remove
Only
the tinfoil
20%
hat.
of the people haven't even get to the
Looks like in
table.
the blood vessels of an alien
Well,
spaceship cake.
one of the fascinating things is the second operation, after the first one, which was a bleed, and they gave me a relatively low chance.
So people watch this shit. People like people will watch this video and still try to tell me. People will watch these videos and still try to tell me that like Joe Biden is fucking coherent. You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck do you watch this and not recognize that the difference between Joe Biden from like 4 years ago and now is gigantic, dude? Fucking-gantic. Come the fuck on. Wait, are you for Biden or against him? I'm for Biden. I'm against Donald Trump. Whoever the fuck is against Donald Trump, I'm for. But having said that, let's be fucking real. First of all, the aneurysms were a long time ago. Weren't they? He got older, but he's fine, bro. Come on. He's been on point when talking lately. Even you admitted it. Yeah, but even in his fucking high notes, even when he's on point, it's not like this. It's never like this. I don't think the brain surgeries is the reason why his brain is pooped. Unless you literally think that like there's a 20-year delayed reaction for fucking brain surgeries. Is that what you think? You think like there's a delayed reaction for fucking aneurysm surgeries? Why the fuck was he coherent in 2016 then? Bosch taken off YouTube? Wait, what? Really? Wave over wave. We already talked about it. It's unconfirmed at this point. The sterilizing women at the ICE detention center. The only coverage I've seen of it outside of that blog is The Intercept, and they didn't mention the hysterectomy. So, once there's more coverage on it, we'll cover it. Like if there's anyone who's verified those additional claims, then we'll go back to the claims.
Chance of surviving. I remember going down to the doc, asking the doc, and you're counting the ceiling tiles and you're heading into the operating room. A lot of you have been there. And I said, Doc, what are my chances? I had 2 great neurosurgeons. And I'll never forget, I will not mention his name, he's one of the leading neurosurgeons in the world. He said, Senator, for mortality or morbidity? And I'm thinking, I swear to God.
Okay, we're good. Now, this is not a knock on this guy. I'm happy he's alive. But that...
Yeah, this is an idiotic conversation. If anything, this like literally shows, because Joe is being stupid here if he thinks that this is a recent video. So what unironically is happening here is like Joe in the stupidest way possible is making Biden look more coherent if he thinks it's a recent video. Unless he turns around and says, like, look, it's so dumb. It's so dumb to get mad at this by talking about, like, how fucking complicated the surgery was, because it just shows him as a fucking survivor.
But this is what we're talking about. We're talking about someone
he knows
who,
it's
these
old.
are legit issues. This is not.
He's going to be sitting in a briefing room when a bunch of people from the Pentagon walk in and say, we have found the #1 terrorist on the planet. What do you want us to do? And that guy has to make a choice.
And this is, by the way,
Yeah, Joe Biden's going to be like, I don't know, Jack. Maybe kiss him. Send him out. Let him do crimes. Let him do terror.
when he was vice president. This is quite a while ago.
Yeah.
This film.
So like,
Okay. Oof.
the keeping something in, the only thing that comes from isolation is a Unabomber. Like there's nothing good that you can take a candidate and stick him in a basement and hide him there.
I'm getting dumber by the second. This is truly difficult for me to watch. And I love stupid. You know what I mean? I fucking love stupid. I consume stupid on a daily basis. I'm a fan of stupid. I love watching stupid, but this is too stupid for me. This is literally too stupid for me. Dude, what if he has a fucking brain? Like, dude. Okay, Ronald Reagan, dog. Like, it's the administrations that run. The system is on autopilot, okay? The system, for the most part, is on fucking autopilot. It's the administrations that run the system itself. Like, acting like Biden will be God, King, Emperor at a time when Donald Trump is literally the president is so weird. Motherfucker couldn't even build a goddamn wall that he's been, that all of his hog supporters were like crying about for the longest time. It's so silly. Reminds me of the Joe's take that it's stupid that one person is in charge of the country. Like, dude, it's not just one person. Yeah. Like, what do these people think that like Donald Trump is personally dismantling the EPA? Like, when I talk about Trump, that's a substitute for Trump's administration. When I talk about Joe Biden, I talk about Joe Biden's administration. When I say the Joe Biden administration will be more competent in dealing with public health emergencies, I don't think that Joe Biden is going to personally go out and like fucking smell nurses' hairs, Jack, to give them the boost of confidence that they desperately need to deal with a fucking pandemic. I just mean that his fucking CDC is not going to be undermined by the administration every fucking day. That's what I mean. But he should, though.
When he is going to have to be in front of 7 billion people and be their representative, and both foreign and domestic, about how we're going to be operating, and if that scares me.
It's weird.
700 million people?
And if that scares me, how we're going to be operating and be their representative, when he is going to have to be in front of 7 billion people and be their representative.
Wait, what?
And both foreign and domestic, about how we're going to be operating.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
And if
I'm out of control, I apologize for that.
What's the fucking argument?
Zelensky talked about this on his show.
Like,
that I want
what's
to
this
spread the word.
fucking idiotic,
In
smooth brain argument? Like, is he trying to say that
2024
Trump is doing a good job being the leader to 7 billion people, the entire planet?
that scares me.
It's weird. I know there's other people that could run for president. I just don't understand why they chose him and why they work so hard to make sure that he's the guy.
Yeah.
It's weird that the Democrats chose that.
Do you think we're going to have, regardless of who wins, do you think we're going to have a fair election?
I hope so. I don't know. I'm not informed enough to make a statement.
Do you think here we are in September? We have September, October, and then we have the election.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Super quick.
November 3rd is around the corner.
I argue that right now, people are trying to negatively affect our election.
For sure.
And we kind of have to be aware of that. So the next time that you pick up your phone and you're like, do you know, I'm gonna fry this guy, at white privilege Twitter handle. I'm gonna get you. Like that person just wants you to do exactly what you're doing, which is be mad.
There's a high probability that there's a lot of that going on, and that it's just feeding.
Is Tim a lib? He sounds like a lib a little bit too, with this like Russia shit. Oh, it's just like I can't do this. Like I don't know what's going on. It's like so hard. Oh God, just remember that this is like this conversation is a better look into the average voter's mind, whether they're Republican or fucking liberal, doesn't matter, than anything that I've ever shown you outside of like compilations of Trump supporters or liberals getting owned or whatever. Okay? Just remember, everything that we talk about with like Matt Iglesias takes, Vox.com articles, 700 different Washington Post articles that are like, why did this white nationalist like decide to vote for Donald Trump? Like, all of that is throw it out the door. This is how Americans really think. Okay? It's the truth. I'm sorry. It's a sad picture, but this is the reality. This is how Americans operate. This is how they fucking vote. They're like, yeah, dude, I just don't like either side. A sea of contradictions. A beautiful mosaic. Okay? It's awesome. Really, really unique. Tim Kennedy's the first recorded specimen of a lib chud, like a gay fascist or something. You could definitely be a gay fascist. What is this? A genuinely unpopular opinion of mine. Donald Trump is a lot smarter than most people. Most of the people working in politics and media. Wait, why did he delete that? He's right.
Excuse me.
This is the only fucking good take that he's ever had.
Arjan, you need to lighten up on that Tim Kennedy fella. Yoel Romero literally turned Tim Kennedy's brain into jelly from a flurry of Cuban missiles in the form of his hand in a youth fight.
This is a deranged pervert.
Wait, Matt Iglesias fucking... Trump is not smart. To the people who are saying Trump is not smart, you're fucking deluded, dude. He is unironically better at fucking reading the room than the entirety of the Republican consultant class that informed Mitt Romney when he was running against Barack Obama. He is unironically smarter and better at being a fucking demagogue than like 90% of Republicans and also 90% of liberal consultants. Okay? He is. He's great at shilling. He knows his puppies. He knows his hogs. He knows how to fucking soft serve them that good. Nah, dude, he's just willing to break the law and push the edge. Better is only good till it catches up on you. Dude, you guys are being crazy, dude. Testing the boundaries of legality and normalcy when and finding out that no one will fucking retaliate is actually smart. That means he's getting away with it. What are you talking about? And he is getting away with it. He has constantly gotten away with it. Maybe he's a little lucky that his personal brand of idiotic narcissism appeals so well to the racist hogs. But ultimately, it's a combination of luck, but he's smart enough to fucking lean in to his worst
his name is Hasan.
At Hasanabi asked Kamal
his
to
worst
go on the
instincts.
Austin show.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't like either side while secretly liking one side more. Which side do I like more? I fucking despise I despise the Republicans, and I hate the Democrats for being so cucked to the Republicans. Trump is so stupid it works, doesn't make him smart. Dude, come on, guys. How are we this far into the Trump administration and you still think, look, he's not fucking book smart, okay? He doesn't know where countries are. He doesn't know, he doesn't want to fucking believe in science and shit. But that doesn't mean he's not smart enough to fucking market. When you're a president, you market yourself as a fucking brand, and you win the election. You're smart, okay? You're smart enough to know better than like 90% of fucking six-figure paid consultants that are telling you the opposite of what you're doing. He is very good at manipulating the media, and he is very good at marketing to his base. And when you're a Republican, that's all you need to know. It's all you need to do. But couldn't it be the people around him? Couldn't it be the Senate and court a bit in his favor and not actually him? Plenty of people doing nasty things around him. Certainly, there's people around him that are doing all the right things for him too, advancing his agenda. But my man, straight the fuck up, read the crowd. He looked at America. He complained about America's faults for a very long time. He looked at America and he decided this is a good time to be a fucking right-wing populist and even sneak in some fucking left-wing populism along the way. I'll just lie and I'll be able to get away with it. Politicians lie all the time. But I will come across as the honest one because I'll be the one who first says politicians lie. I'll be the one who can be an outsider.
Is Hasan.
What's up from SF?
You guys, I think you're coping a little bit. I think you're coping a little bit if you think Trump is not smart. I think a better way to put it is that he's smart the same way a con man and a hustler is smart. Yeah. I'm talking about the general public based off of what you said. Floyd Mayweather is stupid, but he's a boxing genius. See how that works, guys? Like, I don't even know. You're coping? How am I coping? That's some lip shit. Trump isn't some genius tactician that's teaming up with Putin. When the fuck did I say he's teaming up with Putin? Trump is just smart enough to know how stupid Americans are. And he's narcissistic enough and wants admiration enough that he will say what is necessary to win. That's why multi-billion-dollar marketing campaigns were unable to take him down. That's why six-figure salaried policy wonks and DC consultants and all the fucking media people were not able to take him down. Because if he's good enough at reading the room and he fucking sneaks in a little bit of populist messaging and he still ends up giving the wealthy exactly what they want, like deregulation and tax cuts for them, that's smart. In America, you don't need to be super fucking smart to win the presidency. Just smart enough to know that you could just fucking lie to the people and read the room appropriately and tailor your messaging in a way that you can win the election. Even if you think Trump is dumb, you shouldn't be going into this election thinking he is always think your opponent is smarter than who's running on your side. Otherwise, you underestimate them and get complacent. This is literally a mistake the HRC campaign made, and Biden is making it again. Just from the sheer fact that he won should be enough evidence, and libs still think that that was an accident. I mean, there are factors involved in his victory that are inequalities built into the system, like the Electoral College, Jim Comey's last second fucking Hail Mary throw. Like, Jim Comey third impostered that election, okay? 100%. Like, he literally pulled a fucking last second emergency button third imposter. God, I have Among Us brain now. Well, Hillary sus, dude. Boom. Yeeted Hillary out the fucking vent. Blasted him out the fucking airlock, dude. A smart man would know better than to get caught up in 80% of his administration's easily avoidable scandals. That's true. That's true. But why would you? It doesn't fucking matter. Why would you even care if the other side is literally powerless against it? Why would you even care if you have noticed that the other side is not even doing anything? I think he's lucky. He's very lucky that he is not smarter than he actually is. I think he's very lucky that he is running in the Republican side and he is surrounded by fucking actual vultures. People say stuff like this, and it completely demonstrates that they either started getting involved in politics like last year, or 4 years ago maybe, and like they think they know better. Yeah, Jim Comey was Barack Obama's FBI director. Jim Comey also, under Barack Obama, literally said Obama, by even recognizing Black Lives Matter, is actually doing horrible things to the American police force. He also said that body cameras, which is Obama era legislation that isn't even all that successful, wasn't as great as it was chalked up to be, was actually the reason why police brutality was increasing. Jim Comey was a lifelong registered Republican, and it doesn't fucking change the reality that he was the FBI director under Obama, when he still fucking absolutely yeeted, no matter which side he was on in your mind, he had a significant impact on the election. When he rehashed the old FBI, investigation. He was part of the Bush administration. How is he now a Dem apparatchik? I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, these people think Robert Mueller is like a fucking liberal as well. Have money, be a dumb neo-Nazi, be a celebrity businessman, smart. Come on, bro. What's the point? You're trying to prove to bend the word smart to fit him. Why can't it just be that we have so many undereducated racist people? Wait, what? I do admit that. He's smart enough to recognize that when so many people refuse to recognize that, though. It's so weird. What is wrong with you guys, man? I'm sorry. He is a lot smarter than most people working in politics and media. He just is. I agree with this Matt Iglesias take that this fucking ginormous coward deleted. He is. This shit really triggers people. Donald Trump absolutely is fucking smarter than most people working in politics and media. When it comes to winning elections, when it comes to fucking being the president, when it comes to leading the Republican Party, he is smarter than most of the fucking people working in politics and media, because you don't need book smarts to do the fucking job, as demonstrated by Donald Trump every day. I'm not saying he has a fucking high IQ, you fucking STEM lords. I'm not saying he has like great critical thinking. Just saying he knows how to fucking read the room and he knows how to market. And that's all you need to know and all you need to do.
Oh, you're such a big man, Hasan.
Flames of hate.
Yeah, and it's even worse because we've had this stupid pandemic that has locked people into the echo chamber of their own ideas.
And you could also
that
say it's
radicalize
worse
them.
by the way Trump behaves and the way he communicates.
Yeah.
And this polarizing way that got him famous, you know, you're fired and fuck you and get out of here, and all this way that he's become famous, it doesn't suit someone to be the commander in chief. So all these people that say that he's not presidential, he doesn't act like a statesman, they're right. They are right. This is not what you would want from a person who's the leader. You'd want someone who's exemplary. You'd want someone who's speaking in a way that would make you proud. Like, that is an American president.
Yeah.
And the speaking part, I mean, that is what we got from Barack Obama. What we got from him is
so presidential.
Amazingly presidential. As presidential as anybody who's ever been. I would argue more so than anybody ever. Yeah. Even than Clinton. Clinton, when he was at his best, I think he was really good. I think Obama was better. Yeah. But
well-spoken, articulate, patient,
everything. Yes, measured. You know, it made you feel good that a guy smarter than you was the president. You don't feel like that with Trump. You're like, Jesus Christ, don't say that. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Get out of here. It's like I'm not a supporter of Trump. What I'm seeing.
It's hard to accept the framing that he's smart because generally speaking, he's dumb as fuck. Yes. I wouldn't even necessarily say the same thing about George W. Bush, for example. George W. Bush had a more populist appeal than John Kerry did and then Al Gore did, but he wasn't necessarily as smart as Donald Trump is. Because George W. Bush was demonstrably a fucking idiot, even dumber than Donald Trump, but he was following his advisors. He was following his consultants. Trump's demagogue mentality, his demagoguery is 100% authentic. Okay?
Seeing though is that if you're not, if you don't ignore all the things that are going on with Biden, somehow or another, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
And that to me, as a person who's a comedian, as a person who hates fundamentalism, as a person who hates rabid ideology, that's driving me crazy. Yeah. Because this shit is all right in front of you. You're watching him stumble through his words constantly left and right. We're ignoring the fact that he's 77 years old. We're ignoring all these signs that show. I'm not saying that you should vote for Trump. What I'm saying is, how the fuck are the Democrats running with this? How is this in 2020? This is what we're doing.
This is a deranged
This is
pervert.
A nuclear take that is correct. 100%. It's just correct. And every single liberal has to fucking agree with me on this at least. Come on, man. I've been a Democrat for longer than you guys have fucking been interested in politics. If you literally just eat this up hook, line, and sinker and be like, oh yeah, this is, no, it's good actually. Joe Rogan is wrong on this. Joe Rogan is actually wrong on this. Like, you're fucking crazy. Joe Biden is a horrible fucking candidate, dude. Horrible. Hillary was a horrible candidate too. And then 4 years later, they were like, we're going to find literally a worse candidate than fucking Hillary Clinton. And they did it. Joe Biden has appeal more than Hillary Clinton does in certain areas, like overall likability, which is still pretty low, but still better than Hillary Clinton because Hillary Clinton was like the most despised politician on the fucking planet. But Joe Biden, his brain is goddamn fried. Yeah, as I've joked about this before on stream, but Paul's correct. Any functioning adult 2020 is what we said. And then we found the one non-functioning adult. Psychos.
This is what we're doing. And even the choice of Tulsi Gabbard, like, I mean, of locking Tulsi Gabbard out, rather, the choice of eliminating her. The whole thing sat with me. It's so gross. The way they did it, the way they pushed her out, the way they wouldn't even let her speak at the DNC.
It's wrong. And, and it was almost like she got canceled by her own party.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what it's like.
And that's evil, right?
Yes.
Like we have a smart veteran.
Two terms, or 6 terms rather, 6 years as a congresswoman, two overseas tours, 2. Been a congresswoman for 6 fucking years.
Just such a smooth brain take, dude. Oh, yeah, fucking toured twice, dude. We gotta make them president, dude. They toured. It's also low key a fucking person who's like military adjacent who's never served take. Because most people with fucking processing power after they serve in the military know that like someone serving in the military does not automatically fucking qualify them for a position of power in politics. As a matter of fact, could be a gigantic red flag.
Years, exemplary record, really reasonable, really intelligent, displays all of the things you would, all the qualities of leadership that you would want from someone running for president.
But let's dox her.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
What assholes.
The whole thing was crazy. The whole thing was crazy. And then his choice to choose, like he literally said, I'm going to choose a woman as a running mate.
Yeah.
Well, how about choose the best person? If that best person happens to be a woman, that's great. But if you tell me you're going to specifically eliminate males.
I mean, I think Tim Kennedy, who also served in the military, is like a literal example of someone who should never be in a position of power in government. Like, it's like literally Joe Rogan is staring at the example of someone. Joe Rogan is staring at the example of someone who should just not be a representative ever. Okay? Like, ever. And yet he served. There you go. Absolutely just a person who should not. Jocko. Yet another example of someone who should not be in a position of power. I'm like, Tim Kennedy's literally special operations still? Wait, really? What the fuck? How?
Well, you're thinking in terms
I'm
of
not
identity
watching the rest of
politics.
this.
Yeah.
Is this the same Joe Biden that's been in politics for 50 fucking years?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're an ideologue who is going with identity politics over the best person for the job?
Yeah, absolutely, clearly.
Clearly. This is crazy talk.
Kamala. So the parties defund the police, right? Like that's
Is it?
a left progressive idea. She is literally the police.
She's a cop.
Yeah. And not like if we're going to solidarity to Black Lives Matter and believe that we can positively affect change, what she was doing as a cop, she's the worst of the cops. She was targeting in the most racist, vicious way, trying to attack black communities and black, not even criminals, like drug users, and just hammered them with.
Okay, I can't believe I'm about to say this. While I do agree with that take, at its heart, it's fucking nuts to be like Kamala Harris is like above and beyond one of the worst prosecutors. You're being ridiculous and demonstrating your complete lack of understanding of how the attorney general or prosecutorial position works. There's like 3 fucking progressive DAs in this country, progressive district attorneys in this fucking country. Okay, there's like, you can literally name them, like Larry Krasner. Okay, there's like 3 total actual progressive ones, and even then there are a lot of people who criticize them. Larry Krasner gets fucked all the time for not literally releasing every person. Okay, there are people who attack Larry Krasner for not literally, listen to my words, not literally releasing every person that's jailed. Okay? On that metric, when you have like 3 progressive district attorneys, or, more than that, but I'm exaggerating, Kamala Harris is not exactly a progressive prosecutor. She's not. That's just the truth. She's not. She's done a lot of shit by virtue of the job and by virtue of wanting to fucking succeed in politics. She's done a bunch of shit that is not progressive. Having said that, though, maybe because she was in California or whatnot, she at least still comes across as more progressive than the majority of fucking prosecutors. Okay? Putting her in a position of power is still silly. Saying that she's a progressive senator is idiotic. She was a progressive senator under Donald Trump. Give me a fucking break. Okay, dude, like,
We're gonna follow you right.
she was
back
in
to Mama.
Senate under Donald Trump.
This video is making me
Like, she was literally
Joe
in the
is
Senate
literally
under
a
Donald
classic.
Trump. What are you saying?
14.
You can't be a progressive prosecutor? Okay, shut the fuck up, dude. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Be a realistic person, okay? Like, even fucking prison abolitionists literally understand that you have to make marginal incremental gains in these areas. A progressive prosecutor is the kind of person who pretty much does exactly the opposite of other prosecutors. Realistic, there's the lib again. Yeah, I'm a fucking lib, dude. I'm a lib. I don't care. I'm such a lib. Ooh, I'm the biggest lib. I'm literally wearing an Obama shirt. I don't give a fuck what you call me, you dumb fuck. I don't care. Yeah, I'm a liberal. I love liberalism. I can't wait to fucking defend more private property soon. Shut the fuck up, you stupid, baby-brained moron. The reason why I'm saying that, like, progressive prosecutors are not even a fucking normal situation is literally because you have idiots like yourself on top of everything else, on top of the fucking system being so entrenched in defending those with capital. There's morons on the fucking left who are like, it's still not enough. There's infinite professions you can have. Why are you defending one of the worst? Because it's a fundamentally important part of the criminal justice system, and my goal is to make sure we have more progressive fucking prosecutors. Are you fucking stupid? Are you gonna abolish the concept of a fucking district attorney tomorrow? What the fuck is this take? It has to be bait. It has to be bait. You can't be this fucking stupid overall. No, it's not a fucking D-LARPer. No, that person is, I know who that person is. Like, I fucking respond to them all the time. Your logic is the same as justifying folks that served in Nazi Germany. Dude, fuck off, dude. Okay, I'm banning. Just because the norm doesn't excuse the behavior, a good person would quit. Okay, I'm banning. I'm banning. I'm banning. A DA has a fuckload more power. Like, you're crazy. You're fucking crazy. Like, I'm sorry. Ask the moderators to get unbanned if you want later. How was Kamala a progressive DA? She wasn't! Kamala Harris was not a progressive DA, but her career and her track record shows that she was at the very least a little bit more progressive than the way that Tim Kennedy is letting it on. That was the only point I was trying to make. She ran on being a progressive DA. She wasn't a progressive DA. She was still more progressive than, by virtue of being in California, more progressive than a lot of other DAs across the fucking country. She's from the Bay Area. She's the real deal. No, the fuck she's not, dude. We're talking about a person. We're talking about a person who's still. Oh God. I just, like, you're gonna confuse people even further. Okay. Kamala Harris has a track record where she's done some good things, like defended people in California against big banks. She's done also a bunch of fucking bad things. The first big decision that she had to take was against a cop killer pursuing the fucking death penalty. She suffered politically for her decision there, and then immediately moved on and started getting backed by police unions and pro-police institutions immediately after. She got more and more aggressive throughout her tenure. My friends in Oakland who really hate Kamala. No shit. I get that. Because she wasn't a fucking progressive prosecutor. And even progressive prosecutors are still hated. That's why I brought up the... that's why I brought up the fucking... what do you call it? Larry Krasner concept. And how people shit on Larry Krasner. He's a cop. DA's prosecutorial discretion is the key to why we need leftists in charge of these jobs until we fix the system. I agree. My DA literally has a miniature electric chair on his desk. Oh, yikes, dude.
Isn't that just darling?
Progressive prosecutors can just choose not to progressive nonviolent offenders harshly to not seek the death penalty. Yes, progressive prosecutors actually have a fuckload of power. It's exactly what I'm saying when I say we need more people in positions of power and not just like a fucking Bernie style presidential run. Is there anything Kamala can do to make up for her mistakes as a DA? I don't know, criminal justice reform, but I doubt that she will enact it.
Everything she possibly could, but now she's our vice president.
Not only that, she withheld evidence that would show that people were innocent. Yeah. Withheld it from defense attorneys. She kept people incarcerated to use them as cheap labor to fight fire when they were supposed to be released.
Yeah. What do we have?
Like, this shit is exactly what I mean when I say Kamala is fucking bad.
To do to get a Tulsi Jocko.
What's your opinion on outlets who to this day are fervently burning or bust like Antifada or Chapo? Or weird? What? First of all, no, they're not. I can't speak for Antifada, but I can speak for Chapo. They're not fucking burning or busters. They just don't give a shit. And I totally understand why they wouldn't give a shit, because they ultimately believe that you don't have any fucking power. Joe Biden is not their candidate. What I think is, if you're really worried about Joe Biden getting fucking Joe Biden getting elected and getting Trump out of office, you should stop focusing on stupid fucking, you should stop focusing on fucking Brooklynite podcasts and actually start smiling and dialing in fucking areas like Wisconsin, in states like fucking Minnesota, and try to get your boy elected, okay? Stop fucking focusing on the tiny marginal people who say that they're not going to fucking vote because you think that their podcast is saying they're not going to vote. Bullying them is not going to change your goddamn mind.
Whores in this house. There's some
Or bullying them is not going to change their goddamn mind if you truly think that they are fucking burning your bust. Bernie said Biden's not doing enough to earn votes. I agree. He's right.
His name is Hasan.
I wonder if Joe Biden's phone bank a couple weeks ago, or no, a week ago, people were shitting on Susan Sarandon. Everyone's favorite, like, you know, our generation's boomers, Jane Fonda is Susan Sarandon. Even though she said she's voting for Joe Biden.
The American people
right?
are tired of women.
And,
nice Obama shirt. And
everyone was shitting on her. And she pointed something really incredible on the Joe Biden campaign website.
The American people are tired of
She pointed to Joe Biden's she pointed to the Joe Biden campaign website and the actions that you can take if you are a big time Biden head.
Man, Hasan.
You're a big time Biden head and you want to do fucking phone banking. The resources available to you on the Joe Biden website are fucking outdated. They didn't change the resources available since the fucking primaries. It almost seems like the Biden campaign is exclusively relying on how Orange Man is bad, and that's going to be a referendum on Orange Man and nothing else. if you truly cared about fucking trying to get people to engage in get out the vote initiatives, you should probably do the bare minimum of giving people the resources to be able to do so. So if you're truly a big time lib, big time Democrat, and you're fucking angry with like all the Bernie bros, fix your own goddamn house. Get your fucking house in order. Hundreds of millions of dollars pour into this fucking campaign. What the fuck are they spending it on? If you think that Bernie or Busters represent a significant constituency that is truly a problem and needs to be addressed, then maybe treat them like they're Republicans. Treat them like Republicans and appeal to them. Why is it that the Democratic Party will launch full-scale initiatives trying to appeal to like 8% of Republican voters?
Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.
But then complain about Bernie bros and Bernie or Busters all the fucking time. Because they know that Bernie or Busters are not a legitimate threat. They know that Bernie or Busters are not a significant enough problem. If they were, the campaign would probably spend a little bit more time, a little bit more energy, a little bit more focus on those guys that are in the margins rather than motherfucking Republicans in the margins. That worked, by the way, in Arizona. 14% of Republicans are flipping the Biden in the latest poll, up from 3% before DNC, so maybe it was worth it. Maybe. Or maybe the motherfucking Hispanic population is an infinitely more significant voter constituency in the state of Arizona, and that the 14% of Republicans flipping the Biden do not represent that much of a fucking threat in comparison to voting, getting the younger, predominantly younger Hispanic population in Arizona to fucking overwhelmingly vote for motherfucking Joe Biden. That, I think, is a probably more worthwhile approach to doing politics. The reason why Arizona is even up for grabs is not because of motherfucking Republicans saying that they're going to vote for Joe Biden. Are you insane? What do you think is a bigger constituency in the state of Arizona that is shifting the results? Even putting the state of Arizona in a territory where it's up for grabs. What do you think? Is it the fucking Republicans who are like, oh man, I really hate Donald Trump? The U.S. has had a good international policy. Has the U.S. had a good international policy decision in the last 20 years? The Iran denuclearization agreement was pretty good. Anyway. I'm going to play this a little bit longer, P, and then we're moving on.
Rock, right?
I love The Rock.
Yeah. He would be like a Tulsi Rock.
I love The Rock.
Tulsi Chaco.
Amazing. They could literally win. They could literally win. And I would be 100% in support of that. It's just we're dealing with this machine, man. And this machine wants to stay in control. Yeah. And who is going to be a good player for the machine? Who's gonna do the right thing? Who's going to do the bidding? I mean, this is how they got Bernie Sanders out.
Both times.
They weaseled him out. And he bends the knee to them every time.
What?
I don't know why. He's a good guy. I don't know. Doesn't want conflict. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a very reasonable guy when I
have
met
a
him.
ton of respect for him. While I disagree with a lot of his positions in politics, I disagree with a bunch of Tulsi's on foreign policy about how to do that. But that would be a conversation she and I could.
Yes. Well, I would love to have you have that because the way you explain it and from your own personal experience serving. This is not just some fucking
I can pull it.
airy-fairy ideas.
I go everywhere with these things. Like I journal kind of. Like I take little weird notes. And you could go and they're all dated from trips to Iraq to Afghanistan to Niger to Nigeria to Burkina Faso to Mauritania to Morocco to South Africa, like every freaking crazy place that I have to go. And you could look and then like go forward 2 years, 3 years and look again and be like, what? Look at this change. Like it's just black and white written in front of you. And my impressions of physically being there at the same place removed by 24 months. And that has happened time and time again.
But that's why I wanted to have you want to talk about this because this is a narrative that doesn't get discussed because it's either you're pro-Trump or you're pro-Biden, and if you're for Trump, you're a racist, and if you're for Biden, you're a fool. Like this, it's like these narratives are so goddamn stupid and they're so damaging to us. And I think a lot of them have been reinforced and stoked. The flames have been stoked by people in other countries that are acting as trolls. I think that's a lot of what's going on. There's a fucking great video. See if you can find it. The cat.
Maybe we shouldn't have so many fucking, so much racial strife in our country that's easily exploited by people in fucking troll farms. I don't know. That's a thing. If we had actual stability, we wouldn't get owned by like a $3 million ad campaign, dog. Like, this is insane. This is basically the memes made Donald Trump president, but like legitimized by mainstream media. Like, I hate this fucking take. Perhaps we have some like unsolved issues. Perhaps we have some larger unresolved problems in this country that we are so open to being fucking owned into oblivion by, again, the racist memes by fucking troll farms and shit.
In these dismal times.
God damn, dude. American sovereignty is like holding on like a goddamn napkin in the rain. If